This video is brought to you by the Turtle Flakes Podcast. Turtle Flakes, the tasty breakfast treat that tastes just like pizza. Prepare to get shell-shocked.
Cowabunga dudes, this is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and welcome to another episode of Totally Tubular Turtle Tuesday, the one day of the week where I devote my channel to something TMNT related. So for this episode, I'll be taking a look at the TMNT Ninja Superstars, Leonardo as Finn Balor. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in the window box packaging, with an image of Finn Balor on the bottom right. Turning the box around, we can see images of the other figures from this wave, including Leonardo as Finn Balor, Raphael as The Rock, Donatello as the Ultimate Warrior, and Michelangelo as Rowdy Piper. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here is Leonardo out of the box. And man, I am so happy to add this figure to the collection. I love that the Turtles have crossed over with WWE, as I am a huge fan of both franchises. I think this has got to be one of my favorite TMNT figures ever. He's so awesome and so radical that I cannot wait to check him out with you guys. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Leonardo does come with a few accessories. Starting off, he comes with a guardrail with the Nicktoons TMNT logo on it, some steel ring steps, and the NXT Championship title. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Leonardo. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Leonardo as Finn Balor. Now, to me, I think this has to be one of my most perfect TMNT figures that I've gotten in a long time, because not only is Leonardo my favorite turtle, but Finn Balor is my favorite wrestler of today's era. Finn Balor actually just shared some of my artwork of this figure on his social media, and I was blown away because I've never really had any like celebrities share my art. And he shared the actual drawing I did of this Leo and Balor, and maybe I'll post it up in the video to show you guys what it is, but very, very cool figure. Now, I know a lot of people say, why wasn't he done with Raphael, being the colors, because Raphael is red and whatnot, and I agree to a point, but for me, again, being a little bit biased, I am a huge Leonardo fan, and I'm a huge Finn Balor fan, so the crossover to me is just perfect in my opinion. But let's see the figure here. Great sculpt overall. Now, these are the larger scale type of TMNT figures. And we're normally used to like the 4-inch type figures and whatnot, but he is actually more in the 6-inch scale, so he's actually larger than your standard TMNT figures right now. But his paint apps look beautiful. The body of the sculpt is pretty much standard what you would get with a TMNT figure, with the exception of certain things. Like you can see right here at the bottom, he actually is wearing boots. And more like wrestling type of knee pads, so I think those look really very good. Nice paint apps right here. I love the teeth on the knee pads themselves. I think those came out really good. Very, very Finn Balor. Even got some flames right here coming on the trunks. And I love the fact that he's wearing like trunks over his shell and whatnot. I just see the folds going over that. I think that's so cool. And he's still wearing his ninja harness right here. There's nowhere to put katanas or anything like that, but he's still wearing the strap with the little gold rings right there and whatnot. So very, very cool. He's still very much a Ninja Turtle, at the same time a professional wrestler, which is pretty awesome. I really do love these WWE turtle figures that we've been getting, and this is actually my first one. I definitely want to get more now, having this one in hand. I know there's a John Cena one out there and a Macho Man and whatnot. Definitely want to pick those up too. The paint apps look great. You can see across his chest right here, the teeth and tongue thing kind of going on. The blood dripping like from the mouth right there. Nice red tribal markings going on that. You even have his tassels right here that Finn Balor wears as an intro. Nice paint apps on the finger tape and wrist tape for this. And I've seen with these tassels, a lot of people, they come kind of like dangling around the elbow. And people just leave it like that, and I'm not sure why, because they're actually meant to be moved down around the wrist like that, and then that's where they're supposed to be positioned. I'm not sure why people just leave them hanging, dangling around the elbow, because that's not how it's supposed to be. So if you do have this figure, that's actually how they're supposed to be done. You can just move them around, and it's a little bit of a tight fit, but you can bring them down to around the wrist to have it be more accurate. So very, very cool. Now he does have his headdress that Finn Balor wears on his entrance. It looks very, very cool. It is part of the sculpt, so you cannot actually remove this. So all this head sculpt is one big thing right here. Looks really good with the red and black paint, and then his bandana's peeking through, big blue bandana peeking through, which I think is very, very cool. And I love this head sculpt, because this head sculpt, the face sculpt I should say, seems to be almost the same one as the one from the smaller TMNT Leo that we got. But this one obviously is bigger, and then we get like the teeth marking painting on the face, which I think is very, very cool. I love that so much. So let's take a look at a couple of accessories real quick. So he does come with this right here, which is a little guardrail. Just, you know, you've seen these in wrestling and things before. But then it does have a sticker with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles logo right there. Pretty cool. He can actually hold that. You can just stand in front of him right there. Then we do get some steel steps right there, so you can actually stand on this, or actually maybe hold it in weapon and hit another turtle or hit another wrestler cross with that. So very, very cool accessory. And then he does come with this, the NXT title. Now, this is kind of outdated now, because this is the old NXT title, and they just introduced a new NXT title. So even though I prefer this version of the NXT strap, this is still very, very cool. It's a soft rubbery plastic. The only problem I have is that this is all just sticker that's stuck on the actual belt itself. So it's not as, let's say, like cool and detailed as maybe like a WWE Elite figure, you know, because they have plates and whatnot, but still very, very cool. And it's very, very large, because it's probably a little too big in my opinion, because you can wrap it around the turtle like that, and they can wear it, but you can see how big it is on the figure. I guess that's not too terrible. I just wish it was like a little thinner, but you can actually strap it on like this. Just tab it on back there. Let me see if I can I do this? There we go, like that. And he can actually wear it if you wanted to do so. Like I said, I just think it looks a little too big for my taste, so he'll most likely hold that over his shoulder than actually around his waist, but still pretty cool. So let's take a look at articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. It does kind of roll around a bit like that. Let me pop the head off right here. You can pop the heads off pretty easy, and you can see just how it is. It's a little weird, right? So it's just a black ball joint, simple ball joint. You can see the tongue kind of paint going on it there and whatnot. So it does pivot a little bit. Doesn't really look up and down. Can turn side to side, because this hair piece right here, a hair dress, is actually a soft rubbery plastic, so it doesn't really hinder articulation whatsoever. You got ball-like joints at the shoulders that go all the way up and down and out, rotate in there, single bend at the elbow, as well as rotate at the elbow. We get a wrist swivel just like that. We get hip joints. That's pretty normal for the TMNT figures. They can kind of like kick up and out, kind of like that, so you kind of do the splits, kick back and forth and whatnot, rotate in there somewhat. You get a single bend that doesn't really bend a whole lot at the knee, and then a swivel at the knee, and then nothing below that. So articulation is hit or miss on these figures. I kind of wish they would have upped the articulation on these larger scale figures that we've been getting like this, just a little bit, especially in the leg area in my opinion, but still very cool. So if you're a big TMNT fan or a big WWE fan, I think this is such a cool line that we're getting. You know, the Turtles are really known for crossing over with like things like Star Trek from the vintage line and the Universal Monsters and whatnot. And now with the modern line, we're getting WWE crossovers and upcoming Ghostbuster TMNT figures, which I think is going to be very cool. So overall, awesome figure, beautiful design, love the sculpt, love the paint, and I think he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a Nicktoons Leo from Playmates, and a WWE Elite Finn Balor from Mattel. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys. My review of the TMNT Ninja Superstars Leonardo as Finn Balor. Now overall, I just think this is a really fun toy. Taking the Turtles into the WWE Universe is just genius to me. having my favorite turtle Leonardo mixing with my favorite wrestler Finn Balor is just so awesome, and I completely love it. He's got a really cool sculpt and beautiful paint apps and really awesome accessories. I do wish his articulation was just a little bit better, but overall, he's still one totally tubular action figure. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Cowabunga dudes, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.